don't forget, if you like what you hear or want more information, make sure you like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit us up with some comments. We can answer any questions that you have. Thanks for tuning in. Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Shawn Ramautor from the Ramautor Real Estate Team for another information session. Today we are lucky enough to be with Jim Steffler, a local mortgage agent who services the Kitchener-Waterloo, Cambridge, and surrounding areas. Jim, thanks so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. So Jim, let's just dig right into it. There recently was another mortgage announcement about rates from the Bank of Canada where they did decide to not raise interest rates. What's your overall take on this, the announcement and where things are going?
Well, I think everybody was a little relieved, that's for sure. Everybody was kind of holding their breath. It wasn't unexpected. I think most people thought the Bank of Canada would pause things. So that's a good thing. What's my take? And by the way, I could be totally wrong. And I probably will be wrong because everybody's been wrong. But you have to think we're at the top of the roller coaster now. You have to think, or at least pretty darn close. Could I see another 0.25 or something like that from the Bank of Canada? Maybe. But I kind of think we got to be close to being done. I mean, but in fairness, I never thought we'd get to the point which we're at now either. And neither did most economists either. But I have to think, Shawn, we're near the end. So I wouldn't be shocked if that's the final rate hike announcement, the final pause we have for a while, and then hopefully in the new year start coming down again at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I have a similar sentiment, but we're also very cautious. I guess back in the spring when the Bank of Canada, held rates, and I think a lot of it more has to do with the language that they use instead of the actual decisions, because a lot of the language surrounding it, if they do come out and say, hey, we're good, we think we have things under control, we saw that little explosion happen in the spring where people now started to get, okay, I'm okay with this is where we're at, I've adjusted my lifestyle accordingly, now we'll move forward. So I think personally it's more to do with the language as opposed to the rate. So if they did come out and say, hey, we're leaving rates at 5%, we've got this under control, I think they're very cognizant of what had happened in the spring and having all these people now come out of the gates and flood the market. I mean, do you think that has anything to do with it as well? Why they're being a little bit cautious on the language they use whenever they make these rate announcements?
Yeah, I think you're right there, but I think there's another piece too. I think they don't know what the heck to do, and I think they're just careful around their language because they could raise rates again, or we could hit a point where the economy starts free falling, and then you got to really start cutting rates to correct maybe what you've done. So I think, I know it sounds almost bad, but I almost think they're not sure what to do, because I think there's a lot of emotions taking place right now. I think they're reacting to whatever new reports come out, and I think they're just being careful to say anything at all, because they're going to leave the door open that they can do whatever they feel they need to do.
And I think that's a fair take, and I think that's really the reality of it, because they're going to adjust accordingly and react to what's happening at the time. So I guess the next one is coming in December of 2023, right? So I guess we'll wait and see. That's getting into the Christmas season. So, a lot of spending tends to happen. So I guess we'll really have to keep an eye on the inflation numbers over the next 2 months.
Yeah, we'll see if they bring a lump of coal or kind of what they decide to do. But my suspicion is either one more little bump or we're done. That's what I think.
So to sum it up, I guess on a macro level, everything would be clear as mud.
Yeah.
We really just don't know, and we'll have to wait and see.
We could throw some darts. We could get a hat, and we could pick
I agree
up the hat. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think both you and I are qualified enough to do that. So
yeah.
We'll get a sense on it. Okay, thank you so much.